Hello. Sorry, I did that a little
Hey,
bit.
hi kids.
Anyway, here we are back again on Saturday morning for some more Urfspace Live drawing show with me, your host Chuck Whelon, and my kindly co-host Mr. Dale Cipperley. I'm in the Bat Cave. Dale's in the beer drinking room.
Yes, beer. It's the breakfast of champions.
It's only 10 a.m. on a Saturday in California, but I believe that's non-alcoholic beer because
It is not
Dale is
alcoholic.
still sober. He's 60 years sober. No, how long sober?
No. I lost count how many years. I didn't care. It was definitely before the pandemic. But This is brought to us by Peroni 00, a delightful beverage to have with Italian food.
Perfect. We'll send that into them, and hopefully they'll give us a sponsorship deal.
I ran out.
You're looking very dapper this morning with a coat and a scarf.
It's cold.
You look like you're going out somewhere. Did you get the
I
hurricane warning? Your tornado warning? We all got a tornado warning at 5 a.m.
No. I woke up around 4:50 this morning because the thunder was so loud. It was like an atomic bomb. And I've never heard rain in San Jose that hard before. People will poo-poo me, but I've lived in San Jose since the 70s, and that storm last night was unusual.
It was a doozy.
It was definitely a doozy.
Tina said, God sounds like she's mad. Or she's pissed.
Yeah, it sounded like God was pissing.
Yes. Well, apparently she was. All right. Well, all right. Tina got mad at me last night because we watched two romantic movies.
What were they?
Choice. First of all, we watched. Well, second of all, I'll talk the second one first because the second one's more familiar. The second one we watched was The Holiday. With Cameron Diaz, I like, and good cast, and Kate Winslet, she's awesome. Jude Law and Jack Black.
Oh, I remember. I never saw it, but I remember it.
Well, it's quite cute, actually. I mean, it's a bit like first time you see it, but it's actually got a lot of parallels to my life. It's one of those movies that comes back because it's the holidays, because they're a brother and a sister and they hook up with Americans, and that's a true story of my life. So it's a bit like my life. Although my life, okay, I'm going to get into it a bit, but I realize this movie's set in Surrey, and that raised some issues for me that I'll get to in a minute. Then the other movie that we watched was the new one with Anna Hathaway, where she's a 40-year-old lady who starts dating a 24-year-old guy in a boy band, and a British guy. So that also, I felt like, had parallels to my life, being married to a slightly older woman. But Tina didn't really like it. She said I was making it all about me. But I thought I was
do that with everything.
What's that?
You make everything about you.
Well, I thought I was making it about us. But all right.
You and me.
I thought the Anna Hathaway movie was a nice movie about a woman who hooks up with a young guy. I thought there was a lot of truth in it, and it was kind of different. And it was definitely doing a how like the modern movies now. I don't think you watch any modern movies, but the good ones, the good ones with good film directors, they homage everything up the wazoo. So there was so many like Notting Hill homages, but what they did, like, it's funny, they did. I spot these things. They did two little homages where it's like, oh, that's very Notting Hilly, but then they upped the game and they did something that was sort of beyond what Notting Hill did. I wasn't as good as Notting Hill, but I saw what they were trying to do. And then right at the end, it got very Notting Hilly again at the end. And then they just ended it, which I thought, that's quite cool. I thought at Notting Hill, they would make a big palaver right now. But actually, they just sort of said, oh, no, they lived happily ever after. So that's the end.
You just explained why I watch old movies.
There had to be a 5-year gap. She couldn't date at the beginning. She didn't want to date him because her daughter was still only 16, so it was a bit confusing. But then they cut to 5 years. Sorry, I'm spoiling everything. They cut to 5 years later at the end. And then he comes back to her.
I think the last modern movie I saw was I saw that Deadpool versus Wolverine at the drive-in. It was bizarre. But
I guess Ellie really liked that movie.
Yeah, but she's young. I did see that -1. Godzilla -1 was fun, but I didn't like
That's
how
fun.
they're rebooting Godzilla.
I mean, there's Godzilla movies. Well, it's funny because they just rebooted it with that Shin Godzilla, which was also fun.
I haven't seen that yet. I've been trying to find it on DVD, but I haven't gotten to it.
It's got some great moments in it. The first time like Godzilla comes out and he's sort of like a sort of baby Godzilla with these sort of big eyes flopping through the streets.
Okay, we have a viewer.
So freaky looking.
Amber is here with us. She's filling out forms for Annabella's school. Probably things like rabies certificates and I don't know, NDAs.
Distemper. Whether they've been eating lead chips.
Yeah, little kids.
These are things I have to check for in
fight each
America. Have they been drinking water out of rusty pipes?
Yeah.
That ought to be used
Well,
for sewage?
out here in California, a lot of preschools are requiring that children wear cones of shame so they don't bite each other.
Oh yes, so
And
it's like
yourself.
they used to have to wear the cone on the top of the head.
Yeah,
Now they've
now
moved
it's
it
around
down
the neck.
to wear it like this.
Oh. Hey, want to see some show and tell?
What I don't understand is why do they put the cone on your head to show that you're a dunce, but they also put it on your head to show that you're a wizard? Or if you put it on your own head, you're a wizard. Okay, I get it now. Okay, wait a minute. I just got it. Okay, yes. If the teacher puts it on your head, you're a dunce. If you put it on your own head, you're a wizard. That's the difference, folks.
I got my new hat in the mail.
Are you wearing it now?
No, it's
Not an invisible hat.
holiday season, so anything that I buy for myself new, I'm required to give to my mother to give me for Christmas because she can't go out and shop. So it was snatched away from me.
Good, you got the tactics of a 10-year-old.
Yeah. Anything I want to keep and use right now, I can't show my mom. And new things, show and tell. The new Mad magazine is out. Supposedly there's new material in it.
Hey, what is he wearing?
Well, he's a robot. It's a comment on AI.
Oh, I see.
And
I thought he was wearing
covers
sexy outfit for a minute.
Mark Fredrickson, who I met many years ago when he was still using an airbrush. He works digitally now. And then, of course, Matt has a nice comment on AI art.
Oh, AI. All right. Who cares about AI art, honestly?
Oh, and guess what came out? Chuck.
Oh, is that the new Sergio Space?
Yeah. Now he did
Space Circus.
He did a comics series. I think it was 4 issues, and it's been recollected by Dark Horse, and it's called Space Circus. And I got my hot little hands on it at Atlantis Fantasy World in Santa Cruz, one of the best comic shops in the Bay Area. And definitely your source for all things Sergio.
Very good.
So what are we doing this morning?
Oh, hang on.
Is that one of the maps for Goodman Games?
Yes. I'm going to be working on this morning.
Can you do that?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, wait. Okay, but I can't see you. Well, that's not like that. Can I go back here? Will it disappear? No, it's going to go back. Wait, what do you see right now?
I see you, and then to the right of me, I see what must be previous examples of you drawing.
Ooh, here we go. Okay, that's working. All right. Well, this is one I prepared earlier.
Okay.
I don't know, because I keep finding that, like, I keep waking up and I'm like not very in the mood for drawing first thing.
Now,
So
is that
this is one I did on Thursday.
okay? Now, this is something that you drew in pencil, scanned in, altered, and then printed out using your inkjet printer using red line onto plate surface Bristol, or is that watercolor board?
That would be the watercolor Canson paper on the
Okay.
brown.
So that's
pad.
cold
They call
press.
that
Is that cold
400.
press or hot press?
Well, you asked me this question, and I keep forgetting it's the brown Canson stuff. It says one thing, but it's more in betweeny. I think it says it's hot press. I think it says it's hot press, but it's quite smooth. Or else it says it's cold press, but it's quite wrinkly.
Okay.
I feel like it's sort of right in between, and I quite like it for that.
Okay, so it's got a little tooth to it.
It's got a little tooth to it. Yeah, it's got a little tooth to it, but not a lot of tooth. Let me show you some of the other ones that I made earlier.
Okay.
We're doing a like I made it earlier show because I'm feeling lazy.
These are the ones that I saw when I came up there.
Yeah, I've got them here. I'm just going to find the right camera.
Yeah, that was an expensive day on Valencia Street.
Uh-oh. You went to Silver Sprocket again?
Yeah. I'd show you what I bought, but my mom took them all.
Oh dear, my camera's not working today. Unplugged. Maybe it doesn't want to show me any more video. Show that one. Why won't it show that one?
But those of you who haven't been to Silver Sprocket in San Francisco, we highly recommend it. It's probably unlike any comic book store you've ever been to because it's all non-superhero. It's personal stories. It's history, political commentary, stories about LGBTQ plus. There's a little how-to section. There's zines of different levels of professionality. There's a great children's section of children's graphic novels. If you want to look at cartoons and comics that aren't superhero, that's the place to go. Chuck and I go there, and we end up spending lots of money there.
Well, I go to Mission Comics as well when I go there usually.
That's too much of a walk for me.
It is a bit of a walk for me. But all right, okay, this camera showing is flipped here.
No, I was going to go to Mission, but I walked Valencia and my wallet was flat, so I didn't go to Mission.
I love Leaf who runs Mission. He's a great guy, so I recommend that you go to there.
Yeah.
Now later today, there's something happening at the Cartoon Art Museum. Right after this, starting from noon. We're going to be drawing Sonic the Hedgehog. I've got to get over there. I didn't realize. I thought I was going to have a car, but unfortunately, my car's been driven away up to the mountains.
Oh yeah, by Tina, or did Sam take it?
Sam took it. Yeah. Tina's still here with me.
Yeah, but I thought you were going to the wine country over the holidays.
Yeah, okay. That'll be over the holidays.
Ooh, I should house sit.
Well, could you actually?
No.
We'll talk about that off the air.
It'd be a smoking pit by the time you got back.
Well, I have various security measures in place.
Throw some pens on the floor and I'll be happy.
All right, so here we are. Here's some of the maps I've done this week for the Archdiacs of Dying Earth. And done in the technique that you can see happening in the window there, generally speaking, in which I'm starting with one of my nice jar of dip pens that I have here. but there's only a couple that I really use. Although I did use
What kind of pens?
If you want to do curb, these are what do you call them? Speedball nibs. Speedball nibs.
Yeah.
Right. This is very good. This is not used on this picture, but this is very good. This is the one to use if you want to do Kirby Crackle, or this one for slightly smaller Kirby Crackle. You know, it's got a big flat round thing. It's great. It's almost like using this one. It's almost like using a big brush, and you can actually draw right on the side of it too. So I don't know. There's some. I do quite like these speedballs. You do get quite a range with them. But I mix them with the brush a little bit, although I don't think I used much brush on this one at all, if any. But yeah, so I had to, the map. Here we are. So this one, you're in a sort of, you've got to travel through these various bubbles that sort of connect up through these whirlpools and things. And this one, well, there's some adventure involving a great white chut. That's a sort of cow in this thing, but actually you want to get over here. They're all on a time thing. And over there's the Deodand huts. So that was my little Deodand huts. But you get there's 3 Deodand huts. So I was quite happy with those.
Okay, and those are an isometric perspective. You use an
yes, this one probably is isometric. Although I often would cheat that in some way.
Okay.
But this one's pretty isometric, I think. Yeah, so the 3 huts, so the floors. So basically, the map I got from the author is like just a grid with 3 rectangles. Okay. So I try to stick to the author's original sketch with rectangles. But I'm like, okay, the people are going to go in. You've got to see the grid on the floors. They're gonna. I mean, this one sort of shows the whole floor. So it sort of shows the ramp that goes in them. This one's got the chairs in at that end, so I need to show the chairs. This one's sort of empty, but they've got like the little whirlpools on the floor.
Now, is that an ink wash, or are you using gray watercolor?
I use a black watercolor, yeah.
Black watercolor.
I mean, I do the ink. So, here I use the brush to do like these solid blacks.
Yeah.
But I feel like a half tone with these maps really sort of gives it a lot more clarity and atmosphere.
Okay.
So that's those. Ooh, and then here, I'm also doing a few of the handouts. I'm not showing many of the handouts, but that's one of the handouts I did quite big because it was a whole closet full of things. And, it's only going to be half a page, but I just thought I'd do it at a larger scale so it looked nicer when it was shrunk down with all these little things. And I went to the trouble of making the contents of the jars, try to match
now,
what it says on the label.
When you're working for reproduction at a smaller scale, do you ever scan these in to see how they're going to look reduced, or do you have a reducing glass?
Well, I mean, I do tend to print them out at actual size, so like my sketch, and, so I'm sort of looking at that before I ink it, and I draw them usually around about actual size my first pass.
Okay. But
so I do have some idea of what they'll be, but not in any fanatical sort of way.
Okay. I keep telling you get a reducing glass, but you never do.
Okay, and what's that going to do?
You get to look at your artwork at a smaller size while you're working on it.
All right, but I'm like one of those native tribes that, like, never had a compass, so they always know which way is north.
Okay. And where are these native tribes now?
They will be wiped out.
Yeah. Getting you a reducing glass.
No, they're living in protected bubbles, safe from interference from the modern world.
Oh, I gotta get myself some okay. I definitely have to have some oatmeal. So I'm gonna turn off the camera. You talk for a few minutes, and I'll come back with my oatmeal.
Okay.
I have to. Sorry, I'll explain later.
Yes. All right. Yes, you have to have your oatmeal for diabetic reasons.
No.
All right, no. Well, okay. So here's another map. I'll get into Surrey later, but you're on oatmeal. It's making me think of Surrey again. I don't want to talk about Surrey. The problem with Surrey is the thing about Surrey and the holiday. Surrey is a very posh county in England where, lots of rich public school boys sort of go and settle down in Surrey. And the reason they're called public schools is because that's a weird confusion because they're private schools. And it's a sort of slightly deceptive reason they're called public schools, but technically they're public schools because technically anyone could go to them if they're rich enough. And then that's by a special act of Parliament, but they're all kind of a bit weird. And the Surrey police have been very terrible investigating a number of sort of sexual abuse allegations, in particular sort of Jimmy Savile. And there's a lot of sort of connections that go back to Surrey. So people say that Surrey is the sort of capital of all the sex perverts in England. Which may or may not be true, but I felt like that the movie The Holiday, seemed to be somewhat being sponsored by the Surrey Tourist Board. It implied, it seemed to, once you started looking at it that way, it seemed to imply some pretty strange things, such as, American girls renting cottages in England. It's okay for English guys to come and knock on their door in the middle of the night, and they'll automatically want to have sex with them. Get them involved in some strange family relationships, and he'll cry a lot. And meanwhile, his sister goes to America and starts getting off with some old Hollywood guy. And the other moral of the movie is if you knock on your neighbor's house and there's some English person, they've gone away on holiday, and instead you find there's some English person living there, that's perfectly normal. So that's the movie The Holiday. All right, let's get back to the maps. I go a bit off track when Dale's not here, just sitting there eating his oatmeal and watching me like a regular punter. All right, thanks for watching, everybody. All right, there's a couple of people watching. One of them's probably Dale. And one's Amber. Hi, Amber. And one's Tina. Hi, Tina. So here's another map. This one is another bubble that you enter. Okay, this is a little later on, but yes, there are bubbles that you go through and they connect up. This one, okay, it's a floating platform. It's floating through the void. And there's a raised bit. This is a jar that's got full of little winged eels. And then this one's got a fire serpent, or a three-headed fire serpent. Look, 1, 2, 3 heads and 2 wings. And the tail.
I'm back. I got
that's like another head forming, I think. I didn't really think about that. That's probably supposed to be a head. Okay, I tell you what, I could just fix that now. Because I just realised there were little tweaks on these that I was thinking, I need to have another look at them and just see if I've got everything right. But I was sort of realising, obviously, I meant this to be another head. And I'm quite enjoying the joys of this whiteout that I use here, my Pentel Presto pen.
You feel that you're relatively accurate with that and you don't need to use whiteout with a brush?
I'd rather just sort of do it in this and then use a little pen to refine what I did.
Okay. You're saying the dip pen, once that whiteout is dry, you can use a dip pen, or are you using the Pitt artist pen?
Yeah, I can use anything over it. I mean, it's, liquid paper or whatever they used to call it, okay. Tipex.
Sometimes a whiteout will dissolve if you put ink over it again.
Well, I haven't had any problems with this Pentel Presto multi-purpose ozone safe jumbo correction pen. Multi-purpose. Well, you can think up all sorts of purposes for that. I think this is the product Michael Jackson used to use. I'm sorry. I was just trying to think of different purposes. You could touch up a spot. If you got a zit or something, he could put a bit.
I was just thinking where you could stick it. Okay.
All right, so that's another one. That's floating platform. That's cool. That was nice. I had quite fun with like these sort of designs of those sort of things. I don't know. It's like I get very nice and sketch. I think it came out all right. I don't know. Oh, here's another one I like. Okay, here's another one. This bubble. This one, you arrive in a bubble that's being carried through the void. Well, it's not through the void, through the elemental chaos. So you've got air, fire, water, tornadoes, everything, and you're in a bubble being carried by like a gigantic bat across the end of chaos. And then there's a little platform ahead of you with 5 thrones and 5 void spears and 5 crowns floating above the thrones. And I forget what you're supposed to do, but you've got to figure that out. That's fun. Well, the map I got was pretty boring, so I'm like, how do I make this interesting? Oh, I'll tell you what, I'll just draw the big giant bat.
The hex grid that must have been tedious.
It was super tedious. I did video this one as well. But yeah, boom, boom. I found that I sort of did different ways. I didn't want it to too much the same way. It's better to, but also you see, look, all these grids, I put a little perspective on it. It's not a perfect. It's a little perspectivized rather than being sort of fully isometric. All right, here's another bit that you come to. This one, you're on a floating platform with these sort of arced edges, and ahead of you there's a gong and this thing, and you're in the elemental again. The element this time they're sort of separated by the points. So you've got void, ignis, aqua, terra, and air, and then floating above you is this guy Jamzoot, who you've come to get, and he's sort of messed up a bit here. He's sort of floating about, and he's got this tether of phlogiston leading up to this ruined god husk, is what it's called, sort of floating up there.
Tether of what?
Phlogiston.
And phlogiston is what?
It's one of the elements of Earth. There's terra, aqua, ignis, void, air, and phlogiston.
Phlogiston, okay.
And phlogiston, I've got one that I did phlogiston with Kirby Crackle. I'm not sure if that's in here or not, actually. But yes, phlogiston, that's a good thing to use. I shouldn't use more.
Now, what is the thing living in the void? Is that a vernicious canid?
Something like that, yes. There's things, and there's one living in ignis and one in aqua and one in terra and one in air. So yes, I forgot what they are, but they're some sort of spirity things that will get you if you fall off.
I like that one a lot.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, well, that was another one that really think about it, and some things these things are difficult, but actually all together it comes together. Yeah.
Have you shown the art director yet?
No, they haven't seen these yet. So okay. I'm seeing. But yeah, Goodman, they're quite happy for us to show it off, and
Ooh, I like that one. You put a lot of chicken fat in that one.
Yes, although it's all stuff that was in the brief. And again, it was kind of a boring map, but the map did mark, it just sort of said the room, and then the room description said, well, there's all these things. I'd have these 3 arches with that you can go through to the different locations. Here's the guy. He's sort of sitting in this chair. He's got a big vat behind him. Out of the vat, there's a sort of monstrous thing that comes out. He's got piles of books and papers. You've got this thing you have to deal with. I've got sort of close up of that. This table, I've got close up of that. That cupboard I showed you earlier is this one. Mm-hmm. So there's all these objects. It said there's a crocodile. These bits are more chicken fatty, but just general stuff that I put in. And this monster, I forget where he is, but I just sort of hid him under there because I had a bit of space there because it's kind of an odd shaped room.
I like how it's almost under the rug, so to speak, because you've warped the floor.
Yes. Well, that was sort of in the original map, had this sort of curve in the floor. And so then I had that sort of space to fill. But there was this creature. It's in the room somewhere. I forget where. So that's that one. Yeah, so that's quite a fun one. Actually, this one's more red. You can see it looks quite red. Actually, it drops off the red quite a bit on there. But I use the red, the red, I print it in red, and then I drop the red out when I scan it. But then my first printing in red was sort of too light, and I couldn't really see it. So I had to sort of do it again. But because I'd already done it light, I had to do it quite dark. So this one ended up getting quite a lot of red in it. Which, I mean, the thing is, it looks nice on the original, and in some ways, it's almost a shame to lose it. But I think it looks better when I drop it out because there's sort of bits of red that are sort of too dark. But it does give a sort of nice happy accident kind of thing. So All right, this is the one that I'm working on in the background there.
That's the one with the toilet.
It's the one. There's a toilet. All right. So you arrive in the bank. You materialize here in the middle of the bank, and realize that you've got to break into this vault. Is what you've got to do. And there's sort of policemen there, and or if you get thrown out this door, boom, you're back somewhere else. Or you can go through the toilet and get out this way too.
Mm-hmm.
But really, you've got to try and figure out how to sort of get in here, and you've got a sort of time crunch sort of thing. So that's quite good. So again, it was just a very simple. It was actually sort of quite a long rectangle. So I thought, well, okay, but I sort of really skewed the perspective, and then I did this sort of weird thing where I just made this wall. So that's where your sort of center of perspective is right in the wall, so you don't see either side of this wall.
I love that little coachman and the coach and the creature that's pulling the coach.
Yes. Well, I sort of found myself with a bit of space down the bottom here, but the point is, it's like a sort of high. You're somewhere. You're in the sort of golden age in the future. It's not quite the present. I mean, maybe it's a bit like the present, but it's sort of even more.
Yeah,
I think it is sort of the present, but it's like another golden age.
There's a taxi sign on it.
Yes, it said XATI. XATI. Because I thought I don't know. I think I did it as taxi, but I thought I should better change it.
Okay, Amber says she has not had the headphones on because she's been in deep preschool paperwork. Amber,
all right, well, that's good. Then she missed my discussion of Surrey.
We spent the last half hour talking about you. Ahoyo is here. Hey, how are we?
Ahoyo, buddy. Good. Thanks for coming back again.
I'm drinking beer at 10 a.m.
Non-alcoholic. Well, here we are. So this is what I'm working on in the background. I'll put that together in a minute. Okay, look, here's one that sort of shows the elemental hierarchy for you. So it doesn't have the labels on, but like, okay, what do we got here? We have phlogiston. So phlogiston is sort of dominates everything. Phlogiston over air, and then air over earth, earth over water, water over fire, and everything over void. So look, there you go. And that's sort of think of a nice way to convey this elemental hierarchy. So the author again has sort of done a map with the sort of symbols and the arrows pointing. I thought, well, how do I actually visually do it? So I made phlogiston. So this is where I did my Kirby Crackle. Well, it's not the neatest Kirby Crackle, but
Amber wants to know why you were drawing twice in the screen. He's not drawing twice. He's showing already completed work, and then he has a B-roll footage running in the background of one he worked on earlier.
Yeah, so that was one I did earlier in the week, and so I recorded it. I thought, well, rather than waking up on Saturday like I normally do, being completely incapable to draw because it's too early in the morning. I mean, I very rarely draw anything much before noon, to be honest, in my normal practice.
I don't get up before noon. This is the earliest I get up now.
Anyway, so yeah, that I thought, well, okay, look, I'm videoing these to sort of make them, and I'll shrink it down to like a 1-minute video or something. But now it's more or less going in real time.
Amber's saying, "Damn, you're a genius." Pre-recorded.
It just suddenly occurred to me. I was like, well, wait. I was like, look, it's about as long as the show. So, all right. Well, it takes one to know one, Amber. That's all I'll say.
I like the dome.
And here's another bubble. Okay, this is the last of the maps I got to show today. And yes, so this one is a bubble, and so it's a dome. So this time you're in a cave, but there's sort of certain points where it touches the outside of the bubble, and then you can sort of see out. I don't know how well I can fade that. And then this is quite a big level, but because of the angle I did it, it's quite horizontalified. So it's a sort of squashed single point isometric. I'm not even sure if these are slightly, or whether they're just totally straight. I can't remember now. I still figure out that first bit. I'll take the map. The first bit I do is a read through of the text with the author's maps and a piece of paper, and I just sort of draw it on a piece of paper very roughly on my first read. So like this map, these things. Then the next stage is I probably won't even bother scanning those drawings. I'll just go now and get, I mean, unless I did something that, okay, that's exactly it. But then I'll take the maps in Photoshop and I'll skew them to make a layout drawing with the sort of original maps, sort of where like skewed and stretched or redone with like my own grid, just to make the grid. So then I'll print that out for my sketch, and then I'll use tracing paper on top of that to then sort of do my proper sketch, which I then scan in. And if it needs further manipulation, I can do any further cleanup then, and then I'll print it in light red onto these, quite big sheets, as big as I can. And this is the biggest sheet I can run through my Canon Pixma IX680 printer. And it's actually, this sheet is 13 by 17. So it's a nice big size, a bit wider than a normal 1117. So you can get things a bit bigger. And the printer only prints up to 12 and a half. You have to tell the printer that you're doing 12 and a half by 11. And it's happy. If you tell it it's doing 13 by 11, it gets unhappy and it won't print it. But it will run the 13 paper through. Or sometimes I'll cut 14 paper down to 13. But you have to tell it 12 and a half. But, but you can do sort of, if you do the full 12 and a half, you've then got a little bit of extra on the side. So you can get it. So that's quite big. And then unfortunately, it won't quite fit on my scanner that big. And I'll have to scan it in two pieces. So if I keep it under 1117 or A4 or A3. Yeah.
Okay. You said it's 11. You said it's 13 by 17 paper, but you're printing at 12 and a half by 11.
No, 17. So 12 and a half by 17. Sorry.
12 by, okay, that's why I need to know.
Yeah. Sorry, okay. Yes, 12 and a half by 17. Yes. 12 and a half by 17 is what I tell it that it's printing. And then it's fine. And it will run the 13 paper. And it won't print 13 wide. But
so you can actually,
how far I can push it, but I know it's quite happy at 12 and a half. And
you can actually do a comics page.
Paper.
You can do a comics page with that printer.
Yes. I mean, with my scanner, the scanner really only takes up to A3 or 8.5 or 1117. So like this, I'll have to scan it in two pieces.
Okay.
That's fine. I mean, like Photoshop's quite good at automatic.
There's still large format scanners out there, but they're expensive. I think they start like 500. I know.
Yeah, if you get anything bigger than A3, like there's only one. There's one, the Mustech scanner that you can get, and it's only about $150 last time I got one. But that's the only affordable for a long time A3 scanner. And then anything larger than that gets quite expensive. And actually, most other A3 scanners are quite expensive even. And I don't even know if anyone's making scanners much. I don't know. Scanners are sort of like, because now everybody sort of draws digitally, or you can sort of scan it in. But I've never found a scanning app that scans it as well as my scanner.
Yeah, I'm looking at the various scanners online. They are not cheap. Mustech A3 scanner, large format, 2400 DPI.
Yeah. How much is it asking for that nowadays? In the current climate.
Yeah, it's currently unavailable.
Oh dear.
I'm looking.
Ooh, look, lots of comments.
That's also unavailable. Wow.
Oh wait, what's I'm asking? Okay, how do you play the bit behind the mountains? Ooh, I don't know which bit she's asking about. Probably the bit behind the mountains you can't get to. Like you're stuck in bubbles in most of these things. There's a bit I haven't got shown you everything, but there's a bit where you get to the sort of elemental. There's a sort of final grand battle. So it was done originally as a tournament module at Gen Con in 2023, I believe. And it will be coming out. I don't know. I mean, it takes from when I draw it, it's usually about a year actually before it comes out now. I wonder if I can zoom in on that a bit more.
Well, there's places saying that you can get a Mustec. They'll do 11.7 inches by 16.5 inches, about $200.
Yeah. So that's reasonable for a large scanner like that. Yeah. I mean, or you can just draw it straight into your computer. I mean, it sort of depends, I suppose, what you're used to working on. But I find there's more pleasure to be gained from working on real paper with real materials, as opposed to virtual paper and virtual materials.
Well,
It's reality. It's like, what's better, sex with a robot or sex with a real person?
depends on the robot.
I suppose it does depend on the robot and the person. You might want to read the spec. You might want to read the specs, read the manual, but generally, well, it's like all these things. It's a dichotomy. Like each has its own advantages and disadvantages. Like humans, well,
I know I'm not allowed
they're cheaper and more plentiful.
But I know I've been forbidden to buy another Roomba.
They're also more valuable. That's very interesting. Like, it's interesting how humans are like more cheaper than robots, but they're way more valuable.
Yeah.
Not really that cheap though. By the time if you're talking about an adult human, that's got quite expensive.
So we're watching you draw right now using an Pitt artist pen.
Yes, I think largely I did some. So I used the dip pen to do the outlines. Can I make it bigger, maybe? Or smaller?
They get a message.
Doesn't really make it bigger, does it?
Now, are you going to do any drawing today?
Well, what I ought to do is an art battle practice.
Oh God!
I've only got one canvas left.
Dude,
this is one that just did a horrible underdrawing.
When is the art battle ever? When is art battle ever going to end?
Well, this year. I mean, look, there's one more coming up, and it's up this Wednesday. And I hope you're going to come out to it, people. Tina will be there. Heather will be there. I was trying to talk to Janae into it. I did it twice. I sold my painting twice. We practiced on the show. I went to England in February or whatever. I was there, and I came back, and I was like, I'm going to do art. I went to see George in art battle. I'm going to do art battle. I went along. I got on the roster. I've done it twice, and I was quite successful. Knock on wood, I'd say I didn't do as great a job as I would have liked, but I don't know if anybody who does art battle can say that they did. But but I sold my painting both times, so that was victory. So yeah, I could quit while I'm ahead and be very happy. But I was sort of not going to do it, but I thought, well, I sort of want to do it one more time. I think I've learned some things. I think I can beat myself.
Yes,
I'm not trying to beat other people. I'm trying to beat myself. And I think I could do better. And, I got some wonderful feedback and people there. It's a very fun evening. It's a cool evening. A bit allure of the grease paints and the excitement. I thought, well, I'll just do one more. It's Christmas. I'll do one more. So I'm doing it on Wednesday.
Okay. This Wednesday?
Yeah.
Isn't that like in the holidays or something?
Well, it's the Wednesday before the holidays. Yeah, you may have your office Christmas party. If you don't know where to hold your office Christmas party, have it at Art Battle.
I should go and throw lit matches at you like I've been throwing.
Come on. Last time, you've been out and about a bit now. You might last hurrah before, you never know. The next look, it's all going to fall apart in a minute, so you might as well enjoy it.
Might as well. Okay, I'll think about it. I'll think about it. I'll have to hang out with the ne'er-do-wells, the people who go. Now, you told me there was ample parking.
Yes, there's easy parking around there, and you whiz up the freeway, come off on the
freeway,
like Vermont Street exit, and you're pretty much right there off the 101. Take the Vermont Street, and you should once you come off the Vermont Street exit on the 101, you're sort of at the top of the hill, and you sort of turn and go down the hill, and just go all the way down the hill, and you're there.
Okay.
So it's very easy, plenty of parking. There's usually quite a good crowd there by the time, but it's not like a sort of super packed in thing. It's a little bit, but you can step outside in between times, get fresh air.
Okay.
And
you're allowed to throw things at the people on stage, right?
There's nothing that's expressly forbids that.
Okay.
But you might, if you did throw things, they probably would start expressly forbidding it.
Okay. I'll have to bring a book of matches.
All right. I don't know why this is going to be really difficult because Chris did this. I don't even know what to call it. Maybe I can erase it or something. He'd had a few drinks, and I said, "Yeah, make yourself at home."
I went to the San Jose Super Toy Show.
Oh yeah, tell us all about that while I figure out what I'm going to do with this canvas here.
Look what I got. Chuck?
What? Oh, it's a Zardoz print. The print of the Zardoz poster.
Yeah. Yeah, they had someone selling mini posters at the San Jose Toy Show. It was a good show. Super 7 was selling figures there. They have a new Dancing Godzilla figure, which I highly recommend. And
good.
They're I almost spent $1,000 on no, not $1,000, $1,100 on a Star Trek phaser, but I didn't.
A Star Trek what?
A phaser, a ray gun.
Right.
It was really nice. It was tricked out. Had all the sound effects and the lights, but I just couldn't bring myself to do it.
Well, I'll just put it upside down. I don't know. It's going to be really difficult to paint over that, and I don't have another one. Oh wait, no, there's a smaller one.
Okay. How about you just put some paper on the drawing board and just draw something?
Yeah. Well, it'll be a bit of a challenge. I'll sort of have to paint out what's underneath it.
Well, not if you put a piece of drawing paper on the drawing board and just draw with ink pens.
I don't really have a good piece of paper that big. Okay. Well, I might do. I'd have to go and search through my drawers, and you don't like it when I do that.
Okay, so we've gotten to the point where not only do you not know where your art supplies are, you don't know where the surfaces you're going to work on are.
Well, I do. I've only got this one canvas left, and I was going to use that up today. That was my plan. I was hoping I was going to have some time to gesso it or something during the week, but I guess I didn't get to that. I could paint it.
We're the worst show ever. You don't prepare. We just turn the camera on. We don't do anything.
Yeah. Well, look, this isn't really a proper show. I mean, if we were a proper show, we'd go on the BBC or something. This is...
And we're never going to end up as a proper show if you keep acting like this.
No, yeah, this is more like, when the guys come down on Venice Beach on Saturday morning and start flexing their muscles.
No, it's not. No.
It's not. That's how I see it.
Yeah. This is the world's worst show. You're supposed to be drawing.
I looked on Twitch. There's some pretty terrible shows out there. I think we're better than 90% of everything on Twitch.
Yes, but even the shows that don't do any drawing have their art supplies ready.
Yeah, but that's so boring.
Yes, I'm sure.
That's traditional television. Oh, like Jimmy Savile's telling me what to do. All right.
I'm sure all three of our viewers are enamored with you looking for art supplies.
Look, this show's not influenced by the sex perverts at the BBC. That's all I'm telling you.
Okay.
Or any other channel. They're all run by disgusting people.
I know this. I know the only way I'm going to ever fix this is buying you more art supplies and putting them in multiple locations so you can find the damn things.
Here's my big black marker. I don't really like to draw it in with that. It's a bit smudgy.
Okay. Then you realize that the camera is you're not
too far
seeing
away.
any sort of close up. Yeah.
I don't really want
Okay.
you to
All
see
mankind says, personally, I am here for the characters and highly entertained.
Yeah.
You shouldn't
exactly.
be.
He's like Dale. I spent a lot of time creating Dale as the perfect AI foil to my.
Yeah, I don't exist.
Took me quite a while. He was spent a long time in development, and I'm still tweaking.
Yes, I represent trillions of terabytes worth of data processing.
Yes. Yeah, there's an entire nuclear power plant in Alaska dedicated to fueling Dale. It's like a nuclear power plant that's fueled by coal.
Okay,
right.
you realize we have no close-up of the canvas at all.
Yeah, I don't want you to see it too close. Why is it so far away? Wait, that's totally the wrong camera. That's why. Hang on. No wonder it doesn't get any closer. Hang on. All right, this show's gonna be good. I'm doing 2 drawings at once this week.
Why don't you turn off the pre-recorded drawing and concentrate on the canvas?
Because I don't need to concentrate on the pre-recorded drawing. It's just gonna keep drawing itself. All right, now
I really wish so.
You can see that Chris did this horrible picture. I'm going to try and completely obliterate it, but in the time I've got, it's going to be quite hard.
Okay, I'm not timing this. You never listen to me timing it anyway.
Yeah, no. Can you start a timer?
No.
Sam had his 20-minute timer, but we don't have that today.
No. I left my phone in the other room.
All right, maybe I'll look at my phone for now. People actually, Art Battle, have been just looking at reference on their phones. FYI.
Okay, I thought that was forbidden.
It is, but people are doing it anyway, and they were doing it at the final. The national final.
Then you should have had them disqualified.
I don't think it works like that.
Okay,
it's not
so
that
you don't.
competitive, to be honest.
Okay, so the plan was to work on Art Battle this morning, and you don't even have any reference ready.
Okay, Tatiana, who won the Art Battle, she said that she just likes to make it up.
Okay, then make it up.
Well, like at the minute, she pick a thing, a subject at the last minute. But all right, let's have. Ooh, hello. But is that going to work with this horrible thing that Chris has done here? Slightly does.
You know, I could have brought you canvases when I went up to San Francisco.
You could have, yes.
Yes.
I don't need them, though.
Okay.
Ooh, look, here's a picture of 2 guitar-playing nuns.
Gee, this is fascinating, you looking at pictures and describing them to us.
Well, that's why I've got the other art up there, so you can look at that while I'm doing this. Hang on. I'm just trying to find the perfect reference at this point.
Okay, we need to talk about the show, dude.
Why can't I make it up as I go along?
I think you're missing the whole point. You remember on The Joy of Painting, we didn't see Bob Ross sit there and drink coffee and eat eggs. They tuned in to watch him paint.
Well,
you've got to give the audience what they want. You've got to be drawing, Chuck.
Well, okay, I'm going to be. They like the anticipation.
No, they don't.
All right. Well, people, tell me if you do or don't like the anticipation. All right, here we go. This will be Emily Riboflavin. She's the model I like to draw. And
okay.
Got a nice look here. So, all right, let's see how this is going to work over this horrible face that Chris did. All right, are you ready with the timer? Because I'm starting.
I'm not timing this.
Okay.
Because every time I time it, you ignore the time anyway.
No, I don't.
Yes, you. Oh, fine. I will time it.
Time it.
It is 10. I'll say it's 11 o'clock right now. It's 11. At 11:20, you're done.
Sure.
I'm giving you an extra minute. Okay, and what kind of pen are you using?
Okay, this is my Sharpie brush permanent marker.
Okay. Where
So,
did you get?
in a lot of ways, this is just like an extra fat Sharpie,
All right, but with a brush nib.
but with a brush nib.
Okay.
So it gives me a little more fun on my line.
Okay. Now, if someone wanted to buy one of those pens, what store would you recommend they go to?
Well, probably any sort of art or office supply store, I would say.
Okay. You bought online, didn't you?
I do most of my shopping online, Dale, because as we talked, I know you're a big retail aficionado and you like to go walking around shops and doing that. And I understand why lots of people like to do that, but I am really bad at shops. Walking around shops is very hard and difficult for me. And as I've told you before, when they came out with the Osborne Book of the Future that said that we were all going to be able to do our shopping on the television in the future, I thought that is what I want.
Yeah. That is the kind of behavior that leads to the Vortex and Zardoz.
Oh, no, yes, I watched a good video about Zardoz. Some young person going on about why it was such a great movie, and I was like, oh my God, what the hell? What the hell?
It is a great movie. It's the best movie ever made.
They're like, they're getting to the point where they're like, wait, this Star Wars thing's kind of shit. Is there anything else? Wait, there's a thing called Zardoz that nobody told me about. Next thing you know, there's going to be like Hasbro Zardoz dolls everywhere.
Well, I did talk to Super 7 when I was at the San Jose Toy Show, and I had just bought that Zardoz poster, and every time they're there at the toy show, I beg them to do a Zardoz action figure.
I think it would do quite well, wouldn't it, at this point?
Oh my God. If there was a Zardoz play set where it was the floating head and
there's a floating head with guns. And
some exterminator, the brutals, like some little floating little guns that could come out of the mouth. I'd buy that.
What's the name? Charlotte Rampling on a horse. Waving a sword about. Hello.
Yeah, I'd buy all that in a heartbeat. Now, there have been metal figures of the exterminators for D&D games. You can buy those. And you had me buy those 3D printed figures of Zed, which I have. And of course, I have my Zardoz Tiki mug.
You have a Zardoz Tiki mug?
Yeah, it's on the screen.
I'm sorry, I'm looking at my art here.
I got that on Etsy. I should one day spend the money and get a Zardoz mask reproduction.
Oh, is Amber still listening? I had something else to tell Amber about.
No, she's off somewhere.
Amber, if you come back, I've got something I want to tell you about. It was about a despicable practice of the rich that I know you'll despise.
Really?
Sorry.
Really? Are we...
I was like, I can't wait till Amber hears about it. She'll be so disgusted.
Stop teasing Amber.
Is she there?
No, she's not responding. She's probably...
Right. Well, Amber, if you show up again.
But no, I had fun on... Before I came over to your place, I had fun on Valencia Street. I spent a lot of money. There's some pretty bizarre shops there. The top drawer shop was the worst. Oh my God. They sold fountain pens. Not a good place for me to be. And they have some cool notebooks and wallets and some little art supply thingies. We had some interesting watercolor brushes without ferrules that were portable. They came in their own case. Amber's saying, hi, all band. Checked out your IG. Love your stuff. And I went to that chocolate shop again on Valencia. Man, those bars are expensive.
Yeah, I've been having a lot of fun doing the models. I've got a little bit. I've slowed down a bit on my posting because I suddenly got. I keep thinking I'm going to have time to do both, but I don't. I don't have enough. I don't have the wherewithal. I can only do one.
You're talking about you're slowing down on your Urfspace girls because you don't have.
I mean, it's like everything. I'm only one person, and the trouble is, like, okay, I start doing that, and then I start my pupil in Patreon, and then, but I'm not drawing pupil. I'm doing all the others. So I mean, it's like, what the hell am I doing? I never know what I'm doing. I'm like, I'll sort of advertise one thing and then work on a totally different.
Okay.
Trying my life, I cannot stay focused.
Yeah, I know that. This should be your last art battle, and you should be getting back to work on Pewfell and the good.
Art battle, what I like and what I get good response. So look at my Instagram and my TikTok's blowing up. That's doing quite well.
Okay.
So it's not exactly blowing up.
Okay, you've been there. You've done art battle. It's time to let it go. Make this the last one.
Is it? But what if I'm going to become an art battle champion?
Okay, you don't have the ass to be an art battle champion.
It was a bit. I mean, I did get a lesson when I went to the final, and basically the hot girl that drew the boobs won.
Yeah,
like everyone else was much better painters.
Yeah. Yeah, it's time to let go of art battle. You've been there. You've done it. You sold the paintings. What would you rather do, art battle or Pewfell?
I don't know. You want me to make myself into a Sergio clone?
Yeah, that's exactly right.
But with more Zardos awareness.
I'm more than sure that he has seen Zardoz.
Hmm?
Look at his mustache.
He's seen it, but I don't know if he really appreciates it.
I'm sure he does.
How am I doing on the time? It is kind of important that I know what the time is.
I told you that you'd be done at 11:20. It's 11:07.
Okay.
All Bandkind and Amber are having a conversation with each other while you're doing art battle, and I want you to know that your camera has shifted, so we're only seeing half of your canvas.
Oh, sorry. Okay, you should let me know that.
I just did let you know that.
Yeah. Well, keep letting me know things like that.
Okay, I will.
Now, where I get in trouble with these markers is like doing flesh tones.
Okay. Now, did I tell you that I'm about to start working on a super secret project in January?
It's so secret that you're telling me about it.
I'm not going to tell you what it is. I'm just going to tell you that I'm going to be doing it.
Okay. If it's super secret, you shouldn't even be telling me it exists.
Too late. I already told people it exists. I want them to suffer.
Ooh, all right, how are we doing? Okay, all right. Okay, so I've got some red and some black. What's another nice color I can use?
Considering you have no color sense, green. Oh, and you did. It's looking Christmassy already.
Yeah.
I love how last week you did that wonderful line drawing, and then you just had to put a wash on it.
And I went ahead and added wash my paint. Well, my family liked it, and I thought it would make a good holiday card for my business. But
yeah.
All right. I think it may be all right. It did look a little better before. How am I doing on time here?
You're fine.
Fine.
Yeah, you're fine.
I was hoping for more like how many minutes have I got left? Like on the clock on Art Battle, the clock is very big and visible, and it has very clear number of minutes that you have left.
You have 9 minutes. 9 minutes. Okay, I'm done with Art Battle. Art Battle is for hipsters who can't really draw and paint.
Well, yeah, some of them, yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's curious though. I mean, like the graffiti guys, but they're sort of neat. They're sort of messy and neat. I don't know. Yeah, it's good to be messy.
Listen, the only reason that place doesn't have monkeys on stage with paintbrushes is probably because they can't get the permits to have the animals there.
Do you think I should do something Christmassy for the Art Battle? It's Christmas.
Yes, you should definitely do something Christmassy. Do a naked Santa. No more of these pretty girls. Just do a naked Santa.
Well, I did a pretty girl on the poster. I don't know about pretty girls is the right expression anyway.
Okay, you're moving, dude. I'm only seeing half.
They're more like angry feminists.
I'm only seeing half the canvas. Move the canvas. Move the camera.
Right, camera got knocked again. All right.
Yeah.
Right, I'm gonna have to sort of step back in a minute.
You're gonna have to buy some camera sandbags for the tripod.
Yeah, all right. Okay. No, she's looking quite catty. All right, what else could I do? All right, let's see. All right, this is where I want to bring out my little palette, which, of course, is totally dirty right now.
Okay, you have.
Wait, I need those paper plate things I had.
You have 7 minutes.
All right, don't panic. Don't panic.
I'm not panicking.
Sure you're not panicking? I'm panicking then. Right, now I need some white. Wait, I've got a big gob of white somewhere. Where's my big thing of white?
Guess where I'm going today?
Shopping and eating.
Yeah, that's actually true. Sabrina and I are going to the train show in Pleasanton.
Ooh.
We're going to look at model trains.
I can't open this paint.
Don't use your teeth. You know that stuff's toxic.
Some of it's toxic.
Yeah.
That's right. I'm surrounded by toxicity. I live in America. Deal with toxicity every day. I've become an expert at it. Living in the most toxic nation on earth makes you quite good at dealing with toxicity. Well, maybe we're not.
There is a cure for that. Have you considered buying a gun?
What for?
It'll make you feel better.
No, it would make me feel worse.
All right.
I'd rather die.
Eventually you will.
Yeah. As we all get used to it. Get over it already, people. You're all going to die, and one person in 100 is a psychopath. That's the information I wish to depart on this planet before I go.
You know, it's behavior like that, which is why I hung out with your wife the last time I was there and didn't hang out with you.
What? Getting on with my painting and not allowing myself to become distracted. Oh, yeah, actually, this works quite well here with the flesh. The white with a tiny bit of pink with the red. And that's actually covering up what Chris did. Ooh. Not too red.
How is Chris?
Oh, he's doing all right. Last I checked, we saw him on Thanksgiving.
Good. Now, have you done all your Christmas shopping yet? Have you gotten stuff for Sam and Tina and me? And
well, I got some things for Tina. I got something in my shopping basket for you, but I'm not sure if you'll like it.
okay, is it
Or if
cursed?
you've already got it.
Is it cursed?
I think you'll like it, but I'm more not sure if you've already got it.
Did you tell the audience what I got you for Christmas?
Oh no, I didn't.
Yeah, it's because you're ungrateful.
Well, I forgot. What did you get me?
I got you the cursed Aztec skull.
Oh yeah, you got me a cursed skull. Yeah, well, I did tell the audience because I posted it on the picture for the show. I took the picture that Tina took of you and I together with me holding up your crystal skull.
Well, it's yours now. You touched it.
Well, yeah, sure.
Yeah, Tina was not happy that I gave you something that was cursed.
No, I think she'd prefer that I wasn't cursed because she's more susceptible to believing in curses. I mean, it's not that curses aren't true. I mean, I've cursed people and they're very effective.
Well, I was very pleased to
You watch
buy
their lives slowly dwindle away to nothing.
There's this amazing store in Menlo Park, California called Shady Lane. And they used to be in downtown Palo Alto. And when I worked at the Apple store, that was one of the things that we taught the new employees, especially if they were a guy. We would teach them where do you park so you don't get a ticket, where all the good cheap food is, like the Rangoon, which sadly is no more. And if you got in a fight with your girlfriend, and some of the stuff there worked, if you got in a fight with your boyfriend, go to Shady Lane, which had all this craft jewelry and weird things like Netsuki beads. We recommended that joint. So considering that Christmas is the equivalent of a fight, I go to Shady Lane every year to pick up stuff for Christmas. They moved from downtown Palo Alto, which is now a terrible wasteland of no retail. And they're in this building in Menlo Park. You'll have to Google where they are, but it's worth going. And they had the crystal skull, and I asked, is it cursed? And they said, well, if it is, will you buy it? And I said, yeah. And they said, okay, it's cursed.
It is, will you buy it?
But I thought they might be scamming them. So I thought they may be scamming me. So I said, really, is it cursed? And they go, yeah, really, it's cursed.
Oh.
So I'm quite pleased with that.
Well, you should be.
Yeah. And I thought, who of my friends could use something that's cursed? And I immediately thought of you.
Well.
Okay, you're done, man. You're done. Beep, beep, brushes down.
What?
Yeah.
Wait, I had 7 minutes left in a minute ago.
No, you don't have any. You're done.
Am I really?
And this is why I didn't want to time you, because I knew you were going to ignore me anyway.
Well, I do want to know. Is it seriously? That's the end of the time.
Yeah, it's the end of the time.
Shit, I wish you'd sort of give me the 1 minute warning or something.
No, because I don't want you to do it. Our battle's over. Move on to Pewfell.
I'm behind on that, but I don't have the time to focus on that right now. Also, later today, I'm going to the Cartoon Art Museum
To draw Sonic the Hedgehog.
I'm supposed to be drawing Sonic the Hedgehog, apparently.
Okay, if you have no car, how are you getting there?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I'll take an Uber.
Yeah, I'm not driving up there.
No, I didn't think you would be.
I'm going to see trains. Model trains. It was a tradition in the U.S. For like all my friends' parents. When a guy hits a certain age, you would buy a model train layout and play with.
Oh, I really want one. Yeah.
Yeah.
But like D&D really satisfies that urge. I mean, D&D is like a big model train layout.
Yeah. Yeah,
it's more in your head. I mean, you can spend the whole time building that one layout. But the trouble is, D&D, okay, we're here today, and then we're somewhere else tomorrow. So you can spend all month building your nice scenario. But, then the players say, well, actually, I want to spend this week investigating a hole in the ground.
That's the problem with the model train industry, is they never got into the war game industry. They really needed to combine D&D and model trains.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, a D&D train. In fact, Goodman Games have done stuff. Goodman Games have done a few things with trains that could be very easily adapted into train modules.
They should. I assume orcs or elves or whatever could build trains.
Well, gnomes will make mechanical things.
Yeah.
And, you can be in a post-apocalyptic scenario where people have got a train, or, there could be some magical way of making a train.
Ooh. The trains are powered by dragons.
Oh, yes. You've got a big dragon locked inside a gigantic steam train, like that painting. Big thing, yeah.
Yeah. This is
there you go. See, that's D&D.
This is $1 million idea, Chuck. We should make a D&D train game.
Listen, I see what these guys at Goodman Games do. They're like top writers, and they work and write these amazing games, and they're just full of stuff like that. So,
okay,
one of those games.
Why are you still drawing if I call time?
Well, because I do think it's worth just spending a little extra to just finish the picture.
Yeah, so there was no point in me keeping time for you at all, was there?
No, because I know where I would be at the end of the thing. But like once I'm done, I don't, I'm not in art battle right now, so I might as well take the time to finish the painting a little better.
Ugh. No, but if I'm going to Pleasanton, I might be able to con Sabrina into going into Livermore or Dublin. Dublin has an amazing half-price books. Of the half-price books in the Bay Area, they seem to get the most cool stuff in their rare book cabinets. And then there's a good comic shop in Livermore, and I'm trying to remember the name of it. I haven't been there in a while.
Livermore Comics?
No, what's the name of it? Fantasy Books and Games. And I've been going to that shop for Fantasy Books and Games. I've been going to that shop on and off for like 30 years.
But are you ignoring me talking about my billionaire friend, Jeannie Schultz?
Is Jeannie Schultz a billionaire?
I thought you. Lemon told me that.
Who told you that?
Well, I know that the Snoopy estate.
Well, that intellectual property,
and the family get about 20% of that. So she gets 20% of 40, let's say 40 million a year. So 10% would be 4 million a year. So 20%, so 8 million a year. So
Yeah,
I guess it still takes a few years before you become a billionaire at that rate.
well, I know that
Something's not. I thought, okay, that's Gennaro there, isn't it? Okay. So
that
this
was
is
$1 billion intellectual property, and you've told me that they're actually doing better now than they've ever done before. Which
I believe they sell more product for more money.
Wow. Because they had
Well, they're also who else has a big stake in it is Sony Entertainment Japan. So that's why they're so big in Japan.
that surprises me.
That doesn't surprise you?
No, it surprises me. You know, how long will that IP remain viable? I don't.
Well, as long as a big corporation has a stake in it.
I don't see Peanuts as being as popular now in the U.S. as it once was. I mean,
okay, no, but it's more popular worldwide than ever before.
Okay,
it's owned by the Sony Corporation. You know, and they're putting it up against Sanrio and all these other things.
Well,
Sanrio being Hello Kitty. Which I'm sure
I feel bad. If Schulz had lived another 10 years, I think Peanuts would have really taken off.
He is the most well-played dead celebrity. I mean, well-paid dead celebrity, they said. It's the same. Of all dead people, he earns the most.
No, it's just the way the way the characters were evolving. They were becoming more abstract. And I think that probably in another 5 years, Snoopy would have become almost embryonic. Kind of like, remember in the end of the movie 2001, where you have the space child?
Yes.
I think
Star Child, I believe.
Yeah, the Star Child. I think Snoopy would have evolved into something like that. Tina's checking in. She says, love the art. She's got very cheeky expression. And my response to that is, Tina, tell him to have his art supplies ready before the show starts.
Tina's already got a long list of things that she likes to nag me about, so...
Well, this is the one...
Doesn't need more things added to that list that don't concern her.
This is one thing she needs to add. No, it was... You know, Peanuts is fascinating because you can watch the evolution of his style over the decades. And you can see towards the end how his physical limitations were influencing his character design.
His what?
As Charles Schulz aged,
yeah,
and he was having difficulty drawing with a pen.
Yeah, he got more wobbly.
Yeah, but you can see how his character's design, how his character design changed, and it became more and more abstract and doodle-like. I mean, compare that to the very earliest Peanut strips. And then, of course, you have to really look at the evolution of Snoopy over all those decades, where he went from being just a 4-footed little puppy to being a bipedal god. Are you signing it finally?
Yeah.
Okay, it's done. It's 11:28. Tina's laughing at us.
Tina's laughing.
She said, "LOL."
Good. Well, I would like Tina to laugh more. So if my antics... Oh, wait. Okay, you may have lost the painting. So my antics are cheering her up. That's good. All right. Well, the trouble is, like, once I stand back here, I can see all the flaws, but all right.
Yeah, you didn't put a filtrum in. There's no columns of her filtrum. And her eyebrows are hardly there. The question is, Chuck, are you happy?
Well, she doesn't have much eyebrows. She's got like tiny, thin eyebrows.
Are you?
It looks worse when I look at it on the screen, but I think it's because it's showing it at a wobbly angle.
Okay. How about we draw something else? Get a piece of paper and put it on the drawing board, and let's draw something.
She looks better in real life when I look at.
You have a half hour to kill. Draw something.
It's funny. Sometimes they look better on the screen. Sometimes they look better in real life.
Better shoved up your ass.
Well, look, I'm still drawing this.
No, you're not. That's pre-recorded.
It's doing quite well. You want me to draw something different? All right, I might have to go find some paper. All right, I'll be right back.
Spend 15 minutes looking for paper.
All right, I'll tell
you. You'll have 15 minutes left to draw.
I've got 15 minutes left to draw. All right. I'll be right back.
Use a watch. Buy a watch. Oh, great. Thanks. I've been left here alone. Okay, kids, if you're watching, find another show on Twitch. Welcome to the Chuck Whelon I'm Looking for Art Supply show. So is anyone in the audience chime in, say something in the chat? Yeah, he's looking for art supplies again. He's completely disorganized. Yeah, every show, he has no idea where his shit is. Sorry, stuff is. Yes, he left. He left me here alone. He's a professional cartoonist, and his art supplies are scattered everywhere around the house. And I complain about this every episode. Oh, and he's back. Or is he? No, he's still off camera.
Get myself turned on. All right.
Yes. Glad you're turned on.
All right, I got some paper. Oh, my back's been really out. I can hardly move this week.
Are you doing your exercises?
I have been. I don't know. Something happened on Sunday. I just went out and I could not walk for a couple of days.
If you're listening, kids, exercise. If you don't exercise, you're going to feel it when you're older.
Yeah, that was the truth. That I hadn't been doing my exercises as well lately, and that caught up with me.
Have you done any exercises since the last time you told me you hadn't been doing your exercises?
No, I've been since Sunday. I've been doubling my efforts and really trying to do it, but now I've got to dig myself out of a hole of being messed up. And I sprained my thumb the other day, or actually a couple of months ago, and that's taken ages to recover as well. I'm very beat up right now. That's partly why I'm just showing you a drawing that I did before.
You know what would probably help with that? Organizing your art supplies so you're not always running around looking for them.
It's the problem is that like some of the work I do out here and do that, and every time I try and make it organized, then something happens where I have to do it differently, and I go and get it. And yeah, okay, you say I have two of everything, but now I've got two of everything here and nothing out there, and
Okay,
it doesn't work like that. If I had one big studio, sure. If I was selling a lot of art, I'm barely at subsistence level.
Amber says she wants to fly back to San Francisco and organize your cave.
Anytime you like, Amber.
No, why two studios? Why don't you just do it all in the little studio with the computer? You have a drawing table in there.
No, but okay, this is my wet working area where, like, for example, yesterday or Thursday, I can't remember what day it was, I spilled an entire bottle of Higgins ink all over everything.
Okay.
Fortunately, because I'm out here, it just made a black spot on the concrete floor with all the other black spots and things and paint spots. But, if I did that, I would have messed up the carpet.
Okay. Have you considered maybe doing all this digitally so you're not spilling anything?
I could go and work in a bank and make lots of money and never spill anything.
Yes, do that. Then we wouldn't have to have the show.
Yeah.
Okay, Amber wants to know what her budget is to fly out and organize your shit.
So it's a job opportunity.
She wants to know.
Okay. Well,
you pay for my tickets and give me a budget of say $500 for the new organizing stuff to put in your art supplies, and she'll make it.
I like Amber's entrepreneurship. I just go on about how broke I am.
Okay, Amber. Okay, how? The question is, where are you going to live while you're doing this? Is that you're either living at Chuck's or, I got a budget for your hotel room.
Free room and board and meals.
I'm starting to think about
it. Maybe I'll fly out to Colorado and Amber can sort me out there.
Yeah, she's gonna. Yeah, you'll take all your art supplies with you and then have her organize them there.
Yeah, Amber, anytime you like, I don't know. Yeah.
How much is a plane ticket from? But she can't do that because she'd be sticking Annabelle with Ian because Ian has a job.
She's only saying that because she's a married woman with a kid. She can't. She's not allowed to go anywhere.
Actually, Amber should be on the screen here with us so she could be yelling at you to organize your supplies.
She should be. I'm still a bit confused. I mean, like Amber's got her own show that's a very professional show that's on at 6 p.m. every Saturday. So, I mean, that's good. I think she should do that because that's a good show for her. I mean, I would like her to be on this show too, but I can't.
Yes, yes, Amber, you should be on this show 10 a.m. every Saturday. You should do it.
She's got other things to do on a Saturday morning. I know that, and I've usually got other things to do on a Saturday evening. And I've got you.
Yeah, you've got me. And you're not.
I like that Amber checked in, and I like that I can go on Amber Show. I'll be going on Amber Show next month, or no, February, I think. When am I going on? I forgot. I've got some date on the calendar.
I hear you talking, but I don't see you drawing. Put the camera on the blank paper.
What do you mean you don't see me drawing? Look, there I am. I'm drawing right now.
You're not drawing. So put your camera. Take the camera off the canvas, and put the camera on your drawing paper.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, you're. Stop stalling. Come on, stop stalling.
I was trying to get out of doing anything this morning.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. I've got some paper. All right. What have we got? 11:37.
Not drawing. I'm not here.
Okay. No. All right. I'll draw something. I'll draw.
Yeah. You gotta have a show where you're actually doing something. Draw Santa.
Draw Santa.
Out of your head. It's Christmas time. Or a Krampus. Ooh, draw a Krampus. You could draw a Krampus.
I've been drawing all that stuff for Goodman Games all week. I would draw nice model people.
No more sexy girls in punk clothes. Do a Krampus.
I've done Krampuses.
Okay, that means you should be able to do a good one out of your head. Okay, everyone who wants to see Chuck draw Krampus, say in the chat you want to see Chuck draw Krampus. If you must draw sexy Krampus, put a bra on it.
All right, sexy Krampus.
Sexy Krampus. Ooh, that's a good one. Sexy Krampus. We never see a female Krampus, do we? Okay, Amber's screaming for a Krampus. And all mankind wants a sexy Krampus.
Here we go, sexy.
And you got to turn the camera on so we can see what you're drawing.
All right. Well, I'm looking to see if I can find a nice model.
No. Get out. Use your head. No models.
All right. No, I've got a sort of basic thing here.
Okay. Tina wants you to draw a Krampus sexy style. I think she might be referring to the drawing and not you.
All right. There's a big sheet of Bristol board.
Okay, you got to hurry. You only have 20 minutes.
Tina was right that you'd be annoyed about me just showing a video of what I did during the week. Amber
Yeah,
thinks that's
she's right.
genius, but you're like, oh no.
If you're not going to put the effort into the show, I'm not going to be here.
Okay.
Anyway, you're supposed to be working on Pewfell, remember?
I know, but it's all the Goodman Game stuff. I've had to work hard, and I told you my
excuses.
I cannot even sit here.
Okay, you could have either been working on Goodman Game stuff this morning, or you could have been working on Pewfell.
No, I don't, because I've got to go running off to the Cartoon Art Museum, and I'm not going to do a good job on anything when I've got to go running off again afterwards because I don't have time to finish it. Oh, wait, okay, hang on. I'm getting a bit confused about my papers here. Here we go.
Why? Okay, that's better. Then why don't you take off the canvas?
All right, wait, that's got too much light coming from there onto here. Wait, okay, wait. Let me turn this off. Hang on. That should be more on me. I'll do that. That's pretty bright. Oh God. I mean, this probably isn't like everything I do requires a different setup. That's the problem.
Hi, kids. Welcome to the Chuck Whelon. I'm going to take 20 minutes setting up my drawing lamp show.
Yeah, well, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like you were saying, you're making me change gears all the time. You say, get ready for snow weather. And I put on my snow tires. And you say, okay, we're off to the desert now.
Okay, there's snow in the desert.
No, because I've just put my snow tires on that you now want me to change the vehicle to be ready to go to the desert. You've got to tool up. All right, I'm just trying to mark the edges of my paper. And I don't have any drawing implements.
You just had dip pens.
You want me to do it with a dip pen? I don't have enough time. I'm going to do it with a big, bold marker.
Okay. Okay, you have 19 minutes.
All right. Well, I better get going now. These are what we call Krampus horns. This is a very horny Krampus.
Ah, sexy Krampus is horny. I'm not talking right now.
What's that?
Amber's upset that we're not talking, and all she's hearing is scribbly, scribbly, scribbly noises.
Some people like that. That's called ASMR.
Yeah. It's sexy. Nothing's sexier than a pen on paper.
Yeah, well, some people think that.
No, I got
This is like
suckered.
sorry for cartoonists.
I got suckered into buying another fountain pen.
Tina also got annoyed with me at the end of the holiday when I got upset that they hadn't solved the murder of his wife, and clearly he murdered his wife.
What are you talking about?
In the movie The Holiday, Jude Law's wife has mysteriously died at the beginning of the movie. And there's not at all how or why she died.
Okay.
Just that he probably killed her because there don't seem to be any other suspects.
Okay. Tina's asking, how about some Christmas music in the background? I don't know how to do that, Tina.
Oh, well, yeah, actually, wait, we can do music. Wait.
Oh,
I
great.
go to, what do I go to? Design, I think. Design, and where is the music? Theme.
You have 15 minutes.
Music. Okay, Christmas. Here we go.
It's awful. Is that AI music?
Probably.
Tina is screaming that someone died of cancer. I have no idea who she's talking about. Is this the character in the movie?
Apparently he told everyone she died of cancer.
Okay, I've got two different conversations going on. Amber's upset about the technical issues here. And
Amber's saying that she always does a tech check. Yeah, Amber always does a tech check. Well, we do a tech check. It's all this show. This whole show is one big tech check.
Tina is upset that you think that Jude Law murdered his wife.
Well, I told you. That's why I started talking about it. How
she died of cancer. Okay, Tina.
Tina says I'm spoiling a perfectly good movie.
Tina, the next romantic movie you watch with Chuck is Sweet November, the one made in the 60s. Let me find the year. Uh, 1968. You have to find that movie. You could probably find it in parts on YouTube, but that is the next romantic movie you need to watch with Chuck. Sweet November.
Weird.
Yeah, Tina's saying this music is pretty awful. Too late. You guys wanted Christmas music. You're now stuck with it.
Yeah, you wanted it, you got it.
Yeah.
I'm a bit worried this picture I've referenced. The more I look at the clothes, they don't make any sense. Maybe I'm not sure. Maybe it's getting better.
Man, this music is annoying. You know, one day I'm going to draw on this show.
Yeah. Well, we're trying to keep this a professional drawing show, Dale. I mean, I know it's
yeah, professional. At least I know where my art supplies are. Amber's saying she kind of hates this music.
Yeah, it's horrible. I'm going to put on some good music.
Amber, I will draw on your show again. It's just that this weekend I don't know what I'm doing. I'm either, like today I'm going to the train show, and then we're going to go to a bunch of places afterwards. And then tomorrow we're going to the Dickens fair to go get Dickens.
I mean, I've got original Urfspace music I can play for you. Made by amazing bands like Charlie World.
This is far more Christmassy. Well, tell Kay thank you for filling in at the last minute for me.
Was that somebody just tuning in at the last minute again?
Oh, and
It happens every week. We get into the last 10 minutes of the show, and then
I haven't told Amber that I'm working on a super secret project that they can't tell her about.
Yeah, Dale, stop talking about this super secret project he's working on.
Yeah.
Who are you working on it for?
It's a major thing, too. Amber says her scheduled artists for this evening pulled out at the last minute due to work reasons. I hate having to pull out at the last minute due to work reasons. Yes, because it's only once a year, Amber. I want to go to the Dickens Fair. I love the Dickens Fair.
You like the Dick Fair?
Yes, I love the Dickens Fair. They take the cow. Oh, Jesus, shut up. They take the cow palace and they turn it into this artificial Westworld like kind of version of Victorian England, and they've got cosplayers and they sell all kinds of crazy stuff. Like last year, Sabrina and I both bought empty violin cases.
So and I learned something else about it. They set it up so that when you go in, you're sort of in more like the upper class area, and the more deep you go in, the more you go into
poverty.
Yeah. And then not because that also happens in real life because you spend all your money on mince pies and roasted chestnuts.
Oh yeah, there's like there's urchins there, and there's people dressed up as people. I'm looking forward to it. There's also a bar that serves absinthe, and they're all like absinthe drinkers, and they're creepy and all goth. I can't wait.
So that's your plan
tomorrow.
Well, you're going to be right up in the neighborhood.
Yeah, I'm not. We're gonna go hang out at the Dickens Fair, and I don't know if we'll go dinner afterwards. Probably. It's Sunday. I might take her to the house to family. Yes, I hemmed and hawed. Okay, you got 8 minutes.
Well, I sort of finished.
Well, where's the basket? I thought Krampuses had to have a basket on their back and holding some thrashing weeds.
Okay, yeah, all right.
You know, there's supposed to be like a child.
Yeah. Here's some like screaming children on the back. How about that?
Yes. It's all about screaming children. Amber knows that.
Yeah, this is a picture of Krampus Mama.
Oh, wait, you're talking about the original. I have no idea what Tina's talking about. Tina, what are you talking about? Okay. Okay, Amber saying, ooh, I keep thinking organizing stuff. I'd put a catwalk grid above his workspace so he can just clip his camera to new spots easily.
She's doing her organizing skills over there. She wants to come and organize over here.
I would get him a tool chest that has all his art supplies in it that he can just move from room to room as needed.
No, I can't move a big tool chest.
Okay, then I would.
Did you ever see that movie Carrington with Jonathan Pryce and
No.
What's the name? English actress Emma.
Amber says clear storage containers so you can see what's inside, but it keeps the dust out on wheeled carts so you can move them easily. Yeah, I suggest it's tablerette. The problem, Amber, is that the door from his studio, it's not flush with the sidewalk, and then it's not flush with the door into the garage. What he needs is one of those pneumatic tubes like the banks used to have that you could put his art supplies in, and they just go whoosh over to the other drawing table. Or he could buy twice the art supplies and keep separate sets at different tables. Okay, got 5 minutes. No, I can't wheel him. He won't do it.
What?
He needs an apron with pockets that he keeps all his art supplies in, so he's constantly wearing them.
I've got a nice apron with pockets.
Yeah, but you don't.
Well, I used to use it for Art Battle. I didn't put it on today, right?
The thing is, I'm surprised you can do Art Battle. I mean, you remember your art supplies when you take them? Go to Art Battle?
You don't need to. No, I use their art supplies. Dale, what you don't understand is that everything is an art supply. I mean,
Yes.
if God is cartoonist, that stands to reason. Everything is an art supply.
Yes, Amber, I want to weigh him down with all his tools.
Yeah, exactly. Look, I can get around. I can get around with just a pen. All I need in my profession is this.
All you need in your profession is you should set up your iPad like Stephen Notley. Man, this song is appropriate.
Yeah, it's a beautiful song about Basingstoke.
Oh.
It's only the second song ever recorded about Basingstoke that I'm aware of.
Wait. Basingstoke is called Raintown?
No. Well, it is now because I called it in that song. But the song was about Basingstoke.
Okay. Is it rainy in Basingstoke?
Of course, it's in England. It rains in England all the time. Every town in England is rain town.
Okay. All right. So Amber says she would also put up drywall in that ceiling space to also cut down on dust. It doesn't need to be finished pretty, just closed off.
Was she saying she wants me to put up drywall?
She wants to. She wants you to put a drywall to make a ceiling in your garage space, and I disagree with that.
No, I just need to hang this large piece of cardboard from the ceiling to get rid of the glow. See, look, if I take this big piece of cardboard, like here, and here it is, and if I just hang it up here, it gets rid of that glow.
Okay, Amber is saying, I would be doing the drywall, comma, thank you. Well, you're welcome, Amber. You can do the freaking drywall.
Why is she doing drywall?
I think it's a waste of time to put up drywall in this studio ceiling when he doesn't have the art supplies there.
Why do I need drywall on my ceiling? And why do you put drywall on a
He
ceiling?
wants to
Wouldn't
cut
it
down
be
the
dry
dust. He
ceiling?
wants you to work in a healthier environment. If he was going to work in a healthier
A healthier environment, then I'd go and move to a different country. We've already discussed this. I live in the most toxic country on earth. So
I told you, buy a gun. It will make you feel better.
I mean, not only is America already the most toxic country on earth, it's just about to become even more toxic.
Ugh,
It's
sadly,
not
you're right.
satisfied with already being the most toxic country on earth. They're now doubling down, and we're going to become the most toxic country in the history of countries.
All band kind points out you could draw on the drywall in the ceiling.
Well, okay, I could, except I can't really draw on ceilings.
She's right though that you should create a wet station in your studio.
I like coming out here and working in the garage and making a mess. I don't have room for all this stuff in my studio.
You would if you knocked the wall out between the studio and the garage.
No, I couldn't.
That's really the solution.
The studio is an extension that was built in the 1980s. The garage is like part of the original house that was built in 1914. The less that the original house gets knocked down, the better, because the original house is quite well built, but the extension made in the 1980s is quite crappy.
You need to put a...
And can you imagine anything built these days? It's going to last like 20 minutes and it's going to start falling down.
All right, the show's over.
Okay. All right, well, there we go. Here's Sexy Christmas Crab. Oh, and I just spilled tea all over it. Great. Well, I don't know what I'm saying. Well,
okay, Amber's saying that if she came and organized it, it would include making a sweet, sweet D&D area.
I've got a sweet, sweet D&D area.
You have a couch.
You're talking about my place or her place?
All mankind, you're welcome for the stream. It was utterly painful to do it. Glad you enjoyed it.
For all mankind?
For all bandkind. Thanks us for the stream.
Oh, all mankind. Hi, I've got all mankind sticker.
Okay. I gotta go look at model
Thanks,
train.
yeah, it was great to meet you.
Why end the show, Chuck, and we'll talk for a moment offline.
Okay, I'm planning to head over to the Cartoon Art Museum a bit if I can find out how to get over there. I guess I'll have to take an Uber. But,
hey, remember to bring some art supplies.
If anybody's just like driving past my house on the way to the Cartoon Art Museum in the next little bit, let me know.
Yeah. Chuck, try looking for a van that says free kitten inside.
Oh, yes. Well, no, we were educated about that in Britain. Charlie says, Charlie says, never get into a van with a stranger.
Amber,
show me some
Chuck is going to the Cartoon Art Museum to draw some Sonic the Hedgehogs for the visiting children. And she was saying, and Amber's doing paperwork for Annabelle's school. We talked about that. Yeah. Probably rabies certificates and NDAs.
All right. Well, there we go. Another day of lovely Saturday drawing. We'll be back again. Well, I'll be back next week. Might be not here the week after that. Don't know. Maybe I will be. I'm not sure. But anyway, we'll be here most every Saturday. And if we're not here, you can watch a repeat. But mostly we're here. So thanks for joining us. Really appreciate it. Thanks for tuning in.
And don't forget to go to Twitch tonight at 6 p.m. Pacific. Look for Art Glitch and watch her show Philo.
That's our twin show, the same way that Basingstoke is twinned with Alençon in France, the Basingstoke of France. So this show is twinned with the Philo show on Twitch at Art Glitch. And this show is at Urfspace. Please like and subscribe. It really helps us if you like and subscribe to the show on YouTube, Twitch, or wherever you're seeing this. All right, here's the theme tune. Thanks, my co-host Dale Cipperley. See you next week.
Here's a theme song for Chuck Whelon Showy. He asked me to write one, but I stole from David Bowie. Here's a theme song. Chuck Whelon is the best. We have lots of hosts, but we're running out of gas. Will you be our guest on? Will you be our guest on? Be on the Chuck Whelon Show. Whoa, 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 whoa.
If you're gonna have a show, you gotta have more